Hi there, folks. Today we're going to be demoing and reviewing the J9 single cut guitar from Mallory Guitars here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This one is finished in a lovely Mystic Maroon finish, and spoiler alert, it's pretty fantastic. All right, let's start going over some specs on this thing here. First off, as you can see, it is a flat top single cut guitar, kind of in the, LP Junior-ish world. It's made out of Spanish cedar. It's a two-piece Spanish cedar body and a three-piece laminated Spanish cedar neck. Now the neck itself is pretty chunky. We're talking kind of in the realm of about 50s tellies. So big, hefty neck, but still very, very playable. It has a rosewood fingerboard on it and 22 frets with a 24 and 3/4 inch scale length. Again, absolutely tells you where we're going here. Now it is loaded with two P90s. In the bridge, we actually have the Righteous Sound King Street dog ear P90, and in the neck, what we have is another Righteous Sound El Granada P90 in a humbucker mounting. It is. Frankly, that's a trend that I've really gotten to like over the past few years here in the guitar world, is the idea of being able to put a P90 in a humbucker, cut on your body. So in the case of this, it's a really, really cool setup. The hardware on it, it's a Gotoh tuner, it's nicely aged, I should point out, and also has a AVR-II TonePros bridge with just a Gotoh nickel stop tailpiece on it. The cutaway on it is very, very nice for getting to the upper frets. And it's got an ebony peghead veneer. So, as far as specs go, it's pretty much what it looks like. I did mention that the whole thing's made out of Spanish cedar. For people that don't know, Spanish cedar is a very mahogany-ish type wood. Has a lot of the same characteristics, visually, tonally, etc. And just as a piece of random trivia, you'll find that traditionally that it's used in the making of necks on classical and flamenco guitars. But, those are all specs. You can talk about those all week. Of course, the important question is how does it sound? So we're going to start doing some sound clips here. Now, as far as signal chain goes, I've got this going pretty normal for me. I've got the guitar running directly into the front of my V4 Victory, the Jack. A little pedal board amplifier. Fantastic little amp, by the way, in case you guys haven't had a chance to try one out. That's going into my Presonus Studio Live 3 16R digital mixer. That goes into my Mac M1, and I'm doing all the recording in Studio One. Any reverb that you hear is going to be from Studio One. The delay that you hear on some of the high gain lead sound, that's actually coming out of my Keeley Halo delay pedal, because if you have that pedal, why would you not use it? So yeah, basically all three demos are going to be the same way. We're going to start on the neck pickup, go to the middle position, and then the bridge pickup. So to start out, here's some nice clean clips for you. So I admit I love the cleans on this guitar, especially on the neck pickup. That is just a big, fat, round, well, yeah, really, really nice clean sound. Let's just put it that way. Turns out I've really fallen in love with P90s in the last couple of years. They're just, like a lot of people say, they're kind of single coils on steroids. Yeah, just absolutely fantastic. And the Righteous Sound pickups, frankly, I think they're, in my opinion, the best you can get on the market right now. There are other people that disagree with me. They're not necessarily wrong, but for my money, well, let's just say I've got Righteous Sound in pretty much all of my guitars. So next up, I've got a kind of a mid-gain sort of sound, classic 70s, maybe early 80s rock setup. And we're going to do the same thing again, neck, middle, bridge, and here you go. And finally, we're going to do some slightly more high gain type tones here. In this case, really what we're looking at is just more my take on kind of a heavier lead guitar. Again, the cool thing about the P90s is that they're still very nice and clear when you're playing. They're not quite as huge sounding as an overpowered humbucker, but there's still plenty of bite and growl and push in them, I think. So here we go. right, so there we go. Some, a little bit of high gain playing going on there. Again, just, that all the sounds that you're hearing are, the Victory V4, the jack. I didn't put any drive pedals or anything in front of it, so that's just guitar into the amp. With, in this case, the Keeley Halo delay on it. And that's about it. What are kind of my thoughts on this guitar? I've played several Mallory guitars now, and they've all been just fantastic. Again, Fox, the guy who owns and runs and builds all the guitars for Mallory, his attention to detail as far as fit and finish and setup is just wonderful. Not much of a shock. Anyone that knows anything about Fox knows he used to be the primary setup guy at Collings Guitars, and anyone that knows Collings Guitars knows that that's really saying something. So it's not really a shock. It's incredibly playable. The fretwork is just superb. I mean, just really nice rounded fret ends, really, really nice fret job, action's great, etc., etc. It's a very light guitar. The Spanish Cedar is not, a super heavy wood, which is pretty nice. And, it's if you can see it in the background here, you'll see it's kind of a satin finish. It's actually just a really nice, thin, satiny nitrocellulose lacquer finish. Again, feels great under the hands. Hopefully, y'all like it. If you have any questions about it at all, feel free to just get a hold of Fox at MalloryGuitars.com. And if you happen to be in the Albuquerque area, definitely stop by his shop, check his guitars out. They are absolutely first rate. Until later, I will see you guys some point in the future. Bye-bye.